Welcome back to our series, More Than a Statistic. Julianne Grable has worked in sexual violence prevention and victim advocacy in a variety of roles since 2009, including developing and maintaining prevention and response programs at multiple universities. Jules has served as a trained victims advocate in Wyoming, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. She currently serves as the sexual assault response and prevention specialist at Butler University in Indianapolis, where she has been since October 2018. Jules earned her Master of Science degree in Student Affairs and Higher Education at Indiana State University, where she wrote her thesis, Gender Self-Concept and Sexual Behavior of Students in Greek Letter Organizations. With that, let's welcome Jules.
Hi, my name is Jules Grable. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Sexual Assault Response and Prevention Specialist at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. Which means that I have kind of two roles to my job. The first part is the response piece, so serving as a victims advocate for those students, faculty, and staff who unfortunately are survivors of sexual violence, relationship violence, or stalking, letting them know what sort of options are available to them, helping them kind of brainstorm what they want their next steps to be, letting them know what sort of processes are available if they want to report through Title IX, if they want to report through legal services or anything like that, and just kind of helping them along that healing journey. The other half of my job is prevention. So basically trying to eliminate the first half of my job. So the prevention piece is educating our students on campus about what sexual violence looks like, what they can do to prevent sexual violence from happening in the first place. How does it look to have a healthy relationship? What do you do to better communicate with your partner? How can you contribute to creating a better and safer culture at Butler University and beyond? So the first thing that we'll talk about is what are the signs that you need to look for in case somebody might be in trouble. So let's imagine that this is before something happens, right? And so what are the signs that somebody might be experiencing some trouble? You might notice that someone is pushing another person's boundaries, maybe doing some coercive behavior like, come on, you know you want to go upstairs. Come on, how about you just have one more drink? Something along those lines. When someone has clearly stated a boundary or is indicating a boundary with their nonverbal communication, and then another person is pushing against that boundary and trying to violate that boundary. Another warning sign might be that another person is being isolated from the rest of the group, whether they came with a group of friends or they were hanging out with a certain group of people, and now they are being taken away from that group. That isolation could be a warning sign that something might happen. So there could also be an intimidation factor. And intimidation can look like a lot of different things. It could look like somebody who is big in stature and using their stature to intimidate another person, or it could be someone using their words and phrases in order to intimidate somebody into doing what they want. It could also include different forms of unwanted touching, or from an outside looking in, it might look like touching that's just uncomfortable. Like maybe it's a little bit too much public display of affection and we're not quite sure that this is going to be okay. That might be a sign that something is going down. And then of course, if someone is passed out or is way too intoxicated to know the who, what, when, where, why, and how of a situation, then we need to be extra careful to take good care of them and make sure that we get them out of a situation that could lead to sexual violence. Someone who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol cannot give consent because they don't know what's going on and they don't know what they're saying yes to. So what do you do? How do you help this person before and after this situation? So let's talk before, because that's brilliant and beautiful, and we want to make sure that we are stopping these things before they start. That's the ideal situation, right? So there's a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't want to intervene or get involved in a situation that they think might lead to sexual violence. And that's okay. We're all human. We all have barriers. And so we have come up with a few different options to help students overcome their barriers in order to intervene in a way that is comfortable and safe for you. The very first thing that you need to consider is making sure that you yourself are safe. Can't intervene if you're not feeling safe. From there, you move on to the 3Ds: direct, distract, and delegate. The first method is direct. So when you directly intervene in a situation, you are directly approaching the people who are involved in the situation and telling them what's up. So there's two different ways that you can directly intervene. The first is you can talk to the person who is receiving the harm, or might potentially receive the harm, or you can talk to the person who is giving the harm, or potentially giving the harm. There's a lot of different ways that you can talk to someone directly. A big way to start is by using I statements. Hi, I don't know that this person is sober enough to go upstairs with you. Or, I'm not sure that they should be having any more to drink. They look like they're pretty much set, right? Letting folks know, hey, I am seeing this situation. This is what I am feeling, and I'm bringing your attention to it. Another way that you can intervene is to delegate. So delegate is kind of a 2-for-1, because not only are you intervening in the situation, you're grabbing another person to intervene in the situation with you. So to delegate, you find someone who is willing and able to either join you in intervening in the situation or can intervene in your place. So that could be a group of friends, it could be whoever's house it is if you're at a house party, it could be the bartender, it could be the manager of whatever organization you're part of, it could be your RA, it could be whoever you think might be more equipped to intervene in that situation than you, or someone who is a great supporter and can join you in preventing this situation from happening in the first place. The last one, and probably my personal favorite, is distract. So you create some sort of diversion in order to get this person out of the bad situation. Your choices for distraction are absolutely limitless, because it's whatever you come up with to create a diversion to get that person out of the scene. So it could be, hey, oh my gosh, I've been looking for you everywhere. Let's go dance. Or, oh my gosh, we need to go do a shot. And we pull them out of that situation, right? Whatever the diversion looks like that feels safe and comfortable for you. So those are the 3 ways that you can intervene, overcoming whatever barriers you might have to intervene and stop violence before it starts: direct, distract, and delegate.